Well, scratch everything I said this morning. Turns out someone at Ticketmaster really screwed up. Welcome everybody to JG9 News, where we talk all things NFL all the time. I'm Jared Gayer 9, representing the 904 from the 602, and today we are talking once again about these two teams behind me right here. Now, if you're watching this video, it should be about 1 o'clock in the morning on the East Coast. The international games are going to be announced in 6 hours' time at 7 o'clock, and I'll be going on live for that on JG9, getting up bright and early to do that. But I figured to give a quick update on what's happening with that Giants-Panthers game. I talked a few hours ago about how there was no way whatsoever, if you looked at Ticketmaster, that the Giants and Panthers were going to play in Germany against each other. The reason for that was that if you went on Ticketmaster's website, Giants-Panthers was listed as a game, and the site of the game was Bank of America Stadium, and that was the only Panthers game listed. And it took you to a different website that if you clicked the NFL Germany website that Ticketmaster had, it took you to a completely different spot where it showed you the map of Bank of America Stadium. It told you that PSL owners would get first priority over the general public. It was a completely different page, and again, it said that the game was taking place in North Carolina. They leaked it early on Ticketmaster. Someone screwed up, like the other day when Browns-Cowboys was leaked on Ticketmaster hours before that was announced as the Week 1 game, because that was on Ticketmaster at some point. So you figure by that logic, Giants-Panthers would not be the game for Germany, and it would be in Carolina, in Charlotte, like a lot of their other games this year. 8 of the 9 games are going to take place in Charlotte if the Panthers play at home. But things happened earlier today, or last night, if you were watching on the East Coast right now, that maybe changed some things. Because what's interesting is if you go on Ticketmaster's website right now, that listing is gone. As of 1 o'clock this morning, or 12:39 in the morning, that listing of Giants-Panthers is no longer there. These are all the games you see, and you can see it's updated for some of the games that have officially been confirmed, like Dolphins-Bills. It's the first Thursday night game on Amazon Prime. Niners-Jets, the Monday night game. The games that have been confirmed are all there. Panthers-Giants, though, is no longer listed as a possible thing you can buy tickets for. There's still the NFL Germany game if you scroll further down with no announced teams as of yet, but there is no Panthers-Giants game anymore. So they took that listing off. So someone screwed up big time, and then adding more fuel to the fire that it is going to be Giants-Panthers instead of it not being Giants-Panthers, as we thought just a few hours ago when it was on Ticketmaster confirmed to be in Charlotte, is this Instagram account by the name of It's Beat. Now, if you look at It's Beat's profile, they have a lot of photos of Brian Burns. It seems like the two men are very close with each other. It's Beat, I believe, is a photographer, and a lot of his profile is about Brian Burns and photographing the man. And he posted this on his story saying, after the schedule release today, my dream has finally come true. I'll see my favorite player, Brian Burns, play in Germany. Remember, Brian Burns is no longer on the Carolina Panthers. He got traded earlier in the offseason to the New York Giants in exchange for a second-round pick, and we can talk until the cows come home about how badly the Panthers botched that, how they could have got multiple first-round picks just a few years ago, and they ended up getting very minimal return as a result. But either way, it seems based on that the game will be Panthers-Giants in Germany, and adding more fuel to the fire is that Brian Burns himself reposted It's Beat's story on his Instagram, basically confirming the fact that the teams are playing in Germany this year. I have no clue what is going on with the international schedule in terms of anything with information, because look at what happened earlier this offseason when a Browns player confirmed that the Browns were playing the Eagles in Brazil, only for that to be a lie, and the Packers to play the Eagles instead. They had the Wembley Stadium website saying that the Jaguars were playing their 12th ever game in London at Wembley Stadium, and no, it's going to be the 13th game. That game is now last in the order, not first. And you also had earlier the graphic that was at Wembley Stadium with the Jaguars facing the Jets. Again, all this is publicly available information, and that's a lie because now the Jaguars apparently are playing the Patriots in London. So everything regarding every piece of information that came out from players, from stadium officials, from websites, turned out to be wrong. And this isn't some random Twitter account that has no followers. This isn't some random source that you can't trust. These are official people in the NFL and official partners of the NFL. And it seems like everyone has just gotten it completely wrong in terms of the information they put on their website and made publicly available. Because, again, with that information on Ticketmaster, you would assume, again, Giants-Panthers, it says it's taking place in Charlotte. It's the only game listed there. You would assume that it's taking place in Charlotte. It'd be different if all 9 games were listed. Like, okay, we know one of these is not going to be the game because, obviously, the Panthers play 9 games at home, but one of them has to be in Germany. So, obviously, one of these games is wrong. But no, that was the only game listed. So, absolutely bizarre. I feel bad for the Germany fans. I really do, having to watch Daniel Jones play Bryce Young in Germany after watching Tua against Patrick Mahomes last year. It's a bit of a different vibe. I'll put it that way. It's a bit of a different vibe. And I should also say that if I'm the NFL and I'm one of the owners of other 31 teams, I'm fuming at the fact that the Giants are playing in Germany as the road team, because that is now the 4th time that the Giants have played in Europe, playing overseas, and all 4 times they have been the road team. They've not had to give up a home game yet. 2007, the very first game in London was Giants against Dolphins. The Giants were the road team for that game. 2016, the Giants played the Rams in London. The Giants were the road team for that game. 2022, the Giants played the Packers in London. The Giants were the road team. And now Giants-Panthers, Giants are the road team. So that is now 4 times without giving up a single home game that the Giants are the road team. They essentially gained, over the last 2 decades, half a season's worth of road games as neutral site games, and that's a pretty big competitive advantage, especially because remember that a lot of fans in Europe started watching football in the 1980s, so there's a lot of Giants fans out there. If you wonder why there's a lot of Niners, Dolphins, Bears, Giants in Europe, well, that's because those were the big teams in the 80s. Those were the teams that were constantly winning. Those were the teams they watched on TV. Those were the games they got, and that's why. So it's basically 4 home games for the Giants overseas. Maybe not the Packers game, but 3-1 at the very least. It's a bit unfair if you look at the fact that the Giants have played overseas 4 times now and not given up a single home game to do so. But Carolina Panthers, New York Giants seems to be the game. So if you watched that video I put out earlier, that is 100% wrong. I will just come out and say it. That is apparently, from all reports, and it's not just Burns who posted on his story, it seems like multiple other sources are now confirming that is Giants-Panthers as more details about the schedule have been leaked. It seems like the initial reports, Ticketmaster screwed up big time. Ticketmaster was wrong. Ticketmaster should not have put that game up as taking place in Charlotte. It is going to be the Giants against the Panthers. So any Giants fans that live in North Carolina, because I know there's a lot of people from New York that moved out to North Carolina, any Giants fans that live there that thought for a brief moment that you were going to be able to see your team play at home in Charlotte, not going to happen. It doesn't look like this year, barring anything crazy. But we'll know the official schedule when it comes to the international games at 7 a.m. Eastern. I'm going live for that on JG9. I'm also going live for the official schedule release at 8 p.m. Eastern, although we know a fair amount of the games right now, but there's still a lot more to be determined and a lot more that still has to come out. And I'm sure that will come out in the coming hours. I got a few more scheduled videos to put together as we wait. But what are your thoughts on this news about the Giants and the Panthers playing in Germany? How do you think Ticketmaster screwed up? How do you think this mistake happened in the first place? Do you like this game? Do you not like this game? Let me know your thoughts in the comments down below. And that is going to do it for this episode of JG9 News. Be sure you like and subscribe. It helps the channel out a lot. And be sure to check out my main channel, Jaguar9, where we talk all things NFL history all the time. Until next time, this is Jaguar9 signing off. And as always, go Jags.